Welcome. My name is Belle, and I'm so pleased to have you here in this masterclass, Mindfulness and Goal Setting for the Busy Woman. Before we begin, I just invite you to grab a nice beverage of choice, just to have with you for the recording. It helps to keep you grounded and in your body. You might want to grab something to eat. And if you use an essential oil for grounding or centering or aligning, please take that now. You might choose to use incense or a candle. I'm going to use frankincense, the oil of truth, and place it just between the eyebrow center. And I'd like us all just to take a moment just to breathe deeply together for 3 breaths. So gently close your eyes. Breathe in deeply. Breathing out. You may even like to sigh as you breathe out. And again, breathing in, breathing out. This masterclass was originally recorded, but due to some technical issues, I'm re-recording this not live with a class. So I want to welcome you to Wise Woman Essentials, and I want to start by explaining what I believe it means to be a wise woman. I believe a wise woman uses her common sense that is not so common these days. She listens to her inner wisdom, and she knows how to live from her gut instincts rather than from shoulds. I wonder if you listen to your shoulds more than you listen to what's truly right for you. For those who don't know me, my name is Belle Flowers, and I own the Belle Flowers Clinic, and I'm also the founder of Wise Woman Essentials, which is an online space for women to gather in community together to uplift and support and encourage one another. I believe that self-empowerment is the most important thing for a woman, to know how to truly stand in her own power, to be the woman that she was created to be. I'm passionate about this because it wasn't my story for a really long time. I disempowered myself through lack of self-esteem, lack of confidence, lack of belief in who I am as a woman, who I am as a human. And I love being around other women that are feeling the same way as I am. We don't want to feel disempowered anymore. We want to feel strong. We want to feel vulnerable. We want to feel looked after, supported. And I'm so glad that you're here listening to this today, because I know that you're a woman that wants to be like that as well. So you are in the right space. This is a class just for you. So let's talk about mindfulness. It's the state of being conscious, of being aware of something in the present moment. It's acknowledging and accepting your feelings, your thoughts, the sensations in your body. And this is known as the felt sense. This is the cornerstone to the healing work and the yoga teaching that I do. I'm big on this, because I believe without knowing how to tap into the feeling sense, you are literally like a boat bobbing about in the ocean without a rudder. So we can think of this as your internal navigation system. And when you're courageous enough to tap in, and you become very good at listening, very good at filtering out the excess noise, it will never let you down. Being aware of body sensations is the essence of being a wise woman, because it's here in this ebb and flow, in our feminine movement of never standing still, of always being in motion, that we are in our most full potential and power. I wonder if you've felt that before. It's the feeling of being present regardless of how full on life gets. It's allowing yourself to work softer and to slow down, to soften your expectations. It means you take the time to smell the roses, but not only the roses, the freshly cut grass, the salt spray, the barbecue cooking as you walk by. It means you're able to truly focus on what is right in front of you rather than the 50 other things that are happening or haven't happened yet or have happened and you don't know why you're still thinking about it. I know you get what I mean. So mindfulness is the art of allowing time to stand still, to truly appreciate how wonderful this very moment is. Would you like to get started? So let's begin with a mindfulness meditation. Start to focus on your breathing. Allow your eyes to gently close. Allow your feet to be firmly on the ground and allow your hands to rest in your lap. Straightening your back, lifting up a little taller now from crown of head, and find that place of balance and center for the pelvis. So neither leaning forward or leaning back, but sitting up in a chair. If you happen to be laying down in bed, try not to be too comfortable. You don't want to go to sleep here. And I want you to squeeze your eyes gently shut for a few moments, and then allow them to soften again. When the eyes are relaxed, it helps the entire body to relax. You should feel calm and relaxed, but not comfortable enough to sleep, and you only listen to my voice and allow all outside noise to stay in the background of your mind. Listen only to my voice. Notice the air moving in and out through the nostrils. You'll notice it's cooler on the inhale and a little warmer on the exhale. Allow the breath to go deeper now and feel the chest rising and falling. Breathing into that upper chest. And allow the breath now to go deeper still and notice the belly softening down. And with each inhale, push the belly out. And with each exhale, draw the belly back in. So belly breathing is a skill. And if you're not used to that, I invite you to take one hand onto the belly and one hand onto the chest. And as you breathe in, press gently on the hand on the chest, not allowing the chest to rise, and allow the belly to expand out. This might take a few goes. So be gentle, soften your expectations here. Breathing in, let the belly expand, push the hand out. And as you breathe out, allow the hand to press into the belly and expel the air. Take a few moments here to find your rhythm and allow the chest to stop moving almost completely. And as you allow the breath to slow down the body, just notice the sensations here in the center of the body. Drop the shoulders, lift up a little taller through crown of head. And allow yourself to feel down into your feet from the belly center, down to the buttocks, the backs of the legs, to the knees, to the feet. And press each ball of foot into the floor one at a time. And now the heels. And press each toe. And just notice how you're feeling as you make these gentle connective movements. And now allow your awareness to rise up through the legs, to the buttocks, to the space at the lower part of the spine, the tailbone. And on your next breath in, you'll raise your awareness all the way up your spine, to that point on top of your shoulders at the base of your neck. As you breathe out, float awareness back down to the tailbone. Now inhale and float awareness all the way up the spine to the back of the head, straight up through the center of the body. Breathing out back down to tailbone. Breathing in, float awareness all the way up to crown of head. Breathing out to tailbone. Breathing in, float awareness to the crown of head again. And enjoy this feeling of full body awareness. As you breathe out, float your awareness down through the back of the head, across the shoulders, the arms, the hands, the back, all the way to tailbone. And now float all the way down to your feet, feeling them on the floor again. Float awareness back up until you get to the heart space. Place one hand onto the heart space. Feel the heat from your hand here. Feel it warming through the chest space. Breathing into her, feeling the warmth. Feel the energy here. And when you feel ready, gently opening your eyes. And when you feel like you're fully back in your body, fully present, feeling into yourself, just notice how that feels. And now the live recording will begin. All right, so now you're back in your body. All right, I'm going to share the screen again. And while I do that, just let me know how you felt when you're in your body. Who's willing to share?
I felt comfortable even though certain parts of my body were uncomfortable, if that makes sense. Like Absolutely. I was in pain in certain parts of my body, but I was okay with it.
Yeah, awesome. Are you used to going within like that?
I've done it in the past, but I need to do it more often, I know. But I've done it in the past, yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So I guess that's a perfect example of being uncomfortable in the discomfort. So thank you for sharing that. So those feelings come and go like clouds. The conscious breathing is my anchor. I love that. You can always come back to your breath. That will always pull you in to that mindfulness state. So really, you're only 1 or 2, I always say 3 breaths away from actually being very present. So when we feel like everything's going on and shit hits the fan and overwhelm takes over, just being able to hold that moment, 3 breaths, 3 deep breaths, crown to feet, crown to feet, crown to feet, makes a huge difference. So let's move into goal setting. Can you see this on the screen, goal setting?
Yes.
Yep. Perfect. All right, yes. One glitch tonight. So the purpose of goal setting is to create a space where you can allow what you truly feel or desire to be expressed. So a lot of you have probably done goal setting before in the masculine way, where you write out your goals, you make them smart, specific, measurable, blah, 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 right? Have you all done that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't even remember. It doesn't work for me. I'm feminine. I like to work from feminine energy. And working in masculine energy, the planning, the structure, the organization, I think works partly. But because I'm the yin and the yang, just like every person is, but we are feminine, we need to kind of bring in the felt sense as well. So Tony Robbins says setting goals is the first step in turning the invisible to visible. So oftentimes when I do goal setting in the masculine way, I don't go into the invisible stuff. I go into the stuff that is smart, measurable, that I can actually achieve because I don't want to fail. But when I do feminine goal setting, stuff that can be done in an instant, really quick in my busy day, which is what we'll be doing now, it means that I can feel it and I know what it'll feel like to achieve what I want. And that's what I want you to go into. Has anyone, just give me a thumbs up or a hell yeah, has anyone done this kind of goal setting where you feel into it?
No.
No? Okay, awesome. Hope I don't mess it up. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All right, so I got this picture from Ange Peters. She does a beautiful, and if you want it, I can send it to you. She does a beautiful recap of the year, and then she does like a whole thing about setting your intentions for the next year. And this is one of her pictures. First, it's an intention, then it's a behavior, then it's a habit, then a practice, and then it's second nature, then it is simply who you are. And so that's a feminine example of goal setting. So I want you to have a look at this on the screen. I'll try and minimize it a little bit. I don't know if I can. Oh yeah, I did. In your journals, I just want you to write down how you would rate out of 10, 10 being amazing and 0 in the toilet, health, wealth, social relationships, family, intimate partner, career satisfaction, health and well-being. I've already said that, well-being, I guess. Physical health would probably come into the top one. Health and well-being, more that spiritual, that whole aspect, and self-care. Oh, hi, Claire.
Hi.
So just take a moment to fill out those areas in your life. You can fill them all out. You might have extras.
Bill, there's a chat message from Sian.
Thank you. I don't know how to see it.
She just said, "Can you turn off? Can you mute everyone because there's lots of feedback?"
Oh, sure. Hang on one second. I have no idea how to do that. Mute.
Okay, mute myself.
Can everyone mute themselves? Thank you, guys. This is not my gifting. Okay, back to screen share. Alrighty. So from now on, we'll use hand gestures like this. Okay. All right. So I want you to take one of those areas that you want to work on, just one for today, and you can go over this process many times. And it'll be one of the lower ones. It'll be ones that are near the toilet. But it could be, like a 5 is fine. Just needs to be an area in your life that you're really passionate about seeing change in and setting goals for yourself to improve and to feel more into. And now we're going to go with just that one. The area of your life that you want to be intentional with is, and then the goal you want to achieve in this area. So for instance, self-care might be, I want to make sure that I have a massage once a month, or I find an infrared sauna, or get my hair done. Health and well-being might be, I want to practice meditation as many times a week as I can. Intimate partnership could be, I want to have tender, beautiful moments, and so on. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to move on. Those that I can see. Thank you. I can't see anyone else. All of you scaredy cats with your video turned off. I see ya. All right. So I want you to think about and write down why this goal is important to you. And for the next 2 minutes, I'm going to time it because I think it's important to time. I like to time things. We're going to go through an exercise. So write down why it's important to you to achieve this goal. And now I want you to write down why that is important. We're going to do this 7 times. Write down why that answer is important. Number 4, why? Why is that important to you? And if I'm going too fast, that's okay. You can always come back. And to be honest, your inner self knows the answer to this anyway. Number 5, why is that important to you? Number 6, why is that important to you? And number 7, why is that important to you? And finish any of your answers. We've got about 10 seconds. You'll start to see things change as you ask yourself, why? Why do I need to get my hair done every week, every month? Oh, there's the timer. I need to get my hair done every month because it shows that I take pride in my appearance. Why is that important? Because I want to love myself more. Why is that important? Because I want to feel good about myself. Why is that important? Because I feel sexier when I look after myself. Why is that important? Because I'm a feminine, beautiful, sexual being and I want to feel good. Do you see what I mean? You can go deep very quickly when you allow yourself to go into the why, because the why will create the change that you're looking for. So I want you to close your eyes and I want you to imagine that in this area that you've chosen, this goal that you want to achieve, you'd call it a 10 out of 10. So take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, see yourself achieving this 10 out of 10. And I know your mind is going to say, yeah, but this has got to happen and that's got to happen, blah, blah. See if you can allow yourself out of that headspace and into the heart space, the passion space. We're talking about the space between the heart chakra and the sacral chakra below the belly button. See if you can feel into that with immense satisfaction and see yourself from all directions. Who are you with in this vision? What are you doing? What are you wearing? Who do you talk to? How do you talk? What do you eat? What do you do for work? Allow yourself to see yourself in this way. Breathe in that air around you and let this immense feeling, this 10 out of 10 goal satisfaction achieved feeling to fill you up. Allow yourself the gift of imagination here. So if you are feeling like that doubting mind come in, allow your imagination to flow and just go with it. See yourself with this goal achieved. The way you move will be lighter and more carefree. You've done it. You've achieved what you said you wanted, what your passion said. You've succeeded against all the odds. You've written your own story and you've made it happen. And now I want you to see yourself writing yourself a love letter. Write dear and then your name and say, I have achieved the goal of, in this area of my life. And then write the words, thank you. Fold that letter over, put it in an envelope. And I want you to see yourself posting that letter to the universe, to God, to higher self, whatever floats your boat, it's not important. I want you to see yourself sending this letter off into the ether, knowing that in perfect timing and in a perfect way, this will come to you, straight to your door. And when you're ready, opening your eyes, come back to the space.
And does anyone have anything to share? Either you can unmute yourself or write in the chat. I know the first time I did this was a bit weird, but now I see the letterbox, like, you know, like it's there. So this is an exercise that might take some time to practice. And you can do this quickly in your mind while you're having a shower, washing your hair, making the bed, you know, like doing the mundane stuff of life. You can go, oh, hang on, I sent that letter. That's right. Okay, move on. This is what I want. So what you'll do in your own time is fill this out and do that practice for all those areas that you want to work on. Now, unless you want a bomb to blow up in your life, probably just choose 3 or 4 to work on at a time. You don't want to go too hard. And sometimes total transformation is needed, and that's fine, but just be kind to yourself and use your intuition to know how many of these areas should I work on at once. And usually they'll be kind of interlinked anyway. Anyone have anything to share? Or it's too private? It's too private, that's fine. Let's go back to the next part. I want you to give a date to when you want this goal to be achieved. And again, be as audacious as you like. Give yourself a date. This is part of the old masculine way, but it holds you to account. It keeps you accountable, because hopefully you'll go back and read this in a few months' time and go, oh my gosh, I'm so much further along, or I actually have what I wanted, what I created, what I was focusing and intending for. So put a date on there. And make sure if you're writing this in a journal that you're going to keep, or any piece of paper that you're going to keep, put today's date on there as well. All right, so here's your steps to success. Firstly, be mindful of your self-talk. It's a conversation with the universe. So what I believe is that in order to be successful in your goal setting as a feminine woman and from a feminine perspective, you need to believe it's actually possible. There's no point in writing down your goals if you don't think they're possible. You literally have to see yourself with this goal, and you just did in that little exercise. You just saw yourself. How did you feel? What did you move like? What was going on for you? Who was around you? You saw yourself. You were able to imagine. And you know, I wonder if you've heard this, a belief is just a thought you keep thinking over and over and over again. So wouldn't you want to create your beliefs out of positive self-talk? Wouldn't you want to know that everything that you want in your life can come to you as long as you are focused and you intend upon it and you are fixed on that? Now, before we get too far into manifesting and whatnot, that's coming up in week 2. I don't believe in manifesting for stuff and things. It's just not the way I float. It's not my thing, but it might be yours. You may need a new car. You might need a new bed. You might need a whole bunch of stuff. Do you know what I mean? So there's no judgment from me. There shouldn't be any judgment for anyone else of what you want in your life. But quite often when you're writing these goals from a feminine perspective, you're allowing imagination to run wild. You will doubt yourself. You'll edit yourself. And that's where you'll probably come unstuck, because you'll go, oh, look, I really wanted it. Yes, I did see it. It felt really good, but I couldn't have that. Do you know what I mean? Has anyone ever done that before? I can't see anyone. And I can't hear anyone. So we'll keep going. So the next thing I want you to do is retrain your mindset daily. I want you to have your goals, the things that you want more of. Oh, hang on. I can see a chat. There we go. Thank you. Thanks, Christy. Okay, I'm getting the hang of this techno thing. So number 2, steps to success. Retrain your mindset daily. Thank you, Kim. Yes, we're sometimes our own harshest critic. Absolutely. I'm going to stick this up here. So I want you to stick your goals up somewhere you can see them. Now, I have a liquid chalk thing that I write on my mirrors, and I've got glass splashbacks in my kitchen. So I write my stuff down on that. All the kids go, what is this, Mum? So I'm teaching them from an early age. But it's there because I need to keep reinforcing that I am not going to be stuck in this old limiting beliefs. That's the stuff that my ego has created. My ego wants to keep me safe and secure and sure, right? My spirit wants to soar. That's what that internal rumbling is within you. That's what you were drawn into this masterclass for. You can feel that rumbling. That you need something more. You want something different. Do you dare to dream enough? That's your spirit wanting to just go and fly, right? But your ego is going to be there going, nah, who do you think you are? You're not good enough. You can't get that. Are you kidding? That's above your station. This sort of stuff, right? Or it could be even a small little way of, yeah, you can have it. You probably won't be a nice person. So it's better that you just stay. Are you with me? Does anyone feel like that? So you need to retrain your mindset daily. Get comfortable with reading and rereading your why. Why is this important? Why is this important? And you go, yeah, hell yeah, that's why. That's important to me. And this will reinforce your desires into the feeling sense of your body. Because when you wake up, I promise you, when you wake up and you see your goals and desires, your passions written out on a piece of paper before your very eyes, you will go, fuck yeah, that's exactly what I want in my life. And I'm having it because I deserve it. It won't happen overnight, ladies, but it will happen. I promise you, you'll get to a point when you'll look at those words you've written, you decided, and it will make sense to you. I love that. Christy's just written in the chat. My favorite quote is live for an audience of one. Wow. Yes, that's the wise woman right there. Live for her, that person, that spirit within you that has your truth, has your back. Don't worry about the haters out. There's not really any haters. It's just our perception, right? So retrain your mindset daily. And then the next thing that I do a lot is check in and reassess on a monthly basis. So as you get closer to your goal and you practice this new way of thinking and living, you might see your goals change slightly. What was once important to you isn't quite so much, it's slightly different, okay? And it's happened to me many, many times. I think this is what I want and I'm going for it, but in actuality, it's not really for me. I thought it was at the time because my ego was kind of keeping me in that level and keeping me small, okay? So if you guys heard, be careful what you wish for as it may come true. So remember that it's perfectly okay to redefine as you get to know you a little bit more. And every time you practice, get quiet in your center, take 3 deep breaths, get still, and you'll reveal more and more of your inner wisdom. Your wise woman will speak to you more. She'll feel more awake and she'll be more direct with you. So with that in mind, what steps can you take from tonight, to begin the journey to achieving your goals? So just take a moment. You might have some instant inspiration just to write down, what can I do? If I really want this, what can I do? What works for me? What will mean something to me? So just take a moment to write those down. And if anyone wants to write in the chat box as well what steps they might want to take, it might actually help prompt other people as well that are in the group. Does anyone want to share something that they have written down, what steps they can take to start beginning the journey? And when you're ready to move on, can I just get you just to type yes or a Y in the chat box, if you're able to find that chat box? Thank you, lovey. Yeah. So I've got in the chat, so one of you have said one of the things you're going to do to begin the journey of heading towards your goals is to look for options in a field that they've always wanted to be in. Absolutely. That's definitely the first step. And what you can do in that is you can look, if you're looking for a different field, look for what lights you up. Look for what floats your boat. That's your emotional guidance system. So if you look at something and go, oh, that sounds like a good description. Okay, cool. I love that. And go to the next one. Look, I can do all these things, but oh gosh, that's boring. Then you know. Okay, so it's going to start sending you the right way. And then you can write in your goals, I want to have more of what lights me up. I want to feel that sensation deep into my heart center that makes me feel inspired. So I've got another suggestion here. I seem to think of stopping to have a nice cuppa, but get too busy with life. So breathing and waking up and boiling that kettle is good. Absolutely. Yeah. It's that mindful moments. I've got another one. I choose self-care. My goal is to ensure I have time for myself, get to the beach, put my feet in the water to connect and reconnect. And firstly, making time for it in my diary. Yeah, absolutely. If it's not in the planner for busy women, it's not happening, right? If you don't get that hair appointment or that wax appointment in, you're not going to do it. I know in my massage clinic, I book people as they're paying for their last one. I'm like, when am I seeing you again? Because they'll go, oh no, I'll get back to you. They won't get back to me. The life will take over and it'll be 7 years down the track. And they go, oh, I've got a sore back. Do you know what I mean? Shay, I know you feel me. I've got another one here. It says, I recently started to listen to my wise woman and have decided to start studying this year, which I've wanted to do for years. I've also chosen to practice yoga every day and I've never been happier or felt better. This is beautiful because this is the bringing together of physical movement to shake off that energy with mindful practice. I'm a massive yoga fan. Anyone who knows me knows that. And the reason that I love yoga is because I get to sweat, I get my heart rate up, but I'm very focused. It's very, very hard to be thinking about all the crap I have to do that I hate and is boring when I'm hanging upside down, right? Or when I feel like my leg is about to break over my head. So that's why I love yoga. You might have your own kind of yoga. Yoga is just union of body, mind, and spirit, right? So you might have your own yoga. One thing I have noticed that in times when I've wanted to shift energy, I get my cardio up. I sweat. I have it out with myself, really. I might run hills, sand dunes, something that's strong. I might lift really heavy weights because I want to push through a boundary. But that has its season. So I want you to understand that as a wise woman, we listen to our body. We don't smash ourselves over and over and over. We have to take time of rest and nurture. Remember the yin and the yang? There's yin yoga. There's yang yoga. That's that moving dynamic. There's yang exercise, boxing, cardio, running, blah. And then there's stretching. There's gentle swimming. There's, I guess, body balance would be another one of more of a yin style. Beautiful. I've got another comment here, and they're saying, I need to say hi to more people rather than hide because I always feel conversations with me are awkward. Absolutely. This is a perfect example of getting comfortable in the discomfort, because once you do that, it's not as hard the next time. I mean, it still might be awful, but it's a little bit easier each time you do it. So if you want to see change, if you want to see growth, if you want to see yourself step into that woman that you were created to be, you have to get uncomfortable, because you're switching, you're changing, your beliefs are changing, your focus is changing, your mindset is changing, your heart is wanting to soar. And you cannot do that, to use this example, hiding away. Are you with me? So it's multifaceted. Thank you to everyone who put some stuff in there. That's pretty brave of you. To those of you who didn't, it's totally fine. You needed to read this stuff as well, and you needed to sit with it in your own heart too. It's lovely when we can see these different ways of taking ourselves forward to the next level. And that's really all that we want from each other as women. We want to see women thrive. We want to see women succeed. We want to see each other because you're a reflection of me. I'm a reflection of you. So of course you would want each other to succeed and thrive and be the best version of themselves, right? So I've got one last thing here. I really believe in journaling. I love it. I think it's not Dear Diary, by the way. I must say it. I go, Dear Diary, I hope I get, no, it's none of this. It's writing to myself. Sometimes it's writing from my higher self to me. Sometimes I write myself love notes, especially because in my teenage years I was very broken from relationships with other girls. And I'd write myself things, I like this about you, Belle. I love the way you do this. I was really proud of you when this happened. It's really hard to be able to write down the things that you love about yourself, but I encourage you to do that. I've got some other things here that's more on point with goal setting and whatnot. Some nudge points for your journaling could be, you could write down, what does it mean to be successful? Because it's going to be different for everyone. If you asked me 5 years ago what it meant to be successful, I'd say 100K in the bank, right? And now, to be successful in business, it's to kiss my husband every day, to be present with my children and cook them dinner and eat with them, to be able to take my kids to sport. I haven't been able to. So for me, success isn't about having all the money that I can make. It's about being with my family and having enough to pay the bills. So I'm getting all emotional. But that's because that's what's important to me. So what does it mean to have wealth, true wealth, real wealth? What do you want from your career? How do you want to be viewed by others or by yourself? What does it mean to have the kind of relationships you desire? Thanks, Claire. Who are you friends with? What kinds of people do you love to be around? Who drains you? Who inspires you? This is a big one. I love this one. The person who inspires you, what are their traits like? Remember, they're a reflection of you. You're seeing yourself in them. And this is a key indicator of what you want more of in your own life. What legacy do you want to leave behind? If you knew you had a year to live, what do you want to leave behind? And the last one I think is important. Are you afraid you won't be able to achieve your goals? And I want you to go back to the success step number 2. Retrain your mindset daily. A wise woman will keep going back. What is it that I want? Don't focus on what you don't want. Focus on what you do want. What is it that you want? What do I believe for myself? What did I feel when I imagined this goal, when I wrote it down and I put a date and I decided that this was my line in the sand? So I want to take a moment to close. But before I do that, does anyone have any questions? Does anyone have any comments? Unmute yourself if you do have a comment.
Is this our copy of the worksheet?
Yes.
Yes, okay, we have our own copy.
Yeah, and if you want to keep it, I suggest that in Google Docs, you click make a copy in the file section, I think it is. Let me have a little look. Yeah, go to file and then make a copy. And then you can save it in your Google Drive.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Does anyone else have any questions?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, hello.
Hi, I just wanted to say thank you for tonight. It was really good.
Thank you.
I loved it.
You're welcome. I'm glad to see you here. I didn't know you were coming. It's exciting.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I want to finish with a quick meditation just to seal the space. So if you'll all join with me, I'm going to mute you all. And okay. If you've got that candle, that oil, that incense, have a whiff. What this is anchoring. Stop put it? Looks like I am anchoring with something else. Oh, lovely. Got a beautiful blend called Hope. So I'm going to anchor with hope. Hope for the future. And just take a moment, just closing the eyes. You might want to slightly bow the head, but sit up a little taller, come out of that comfiness, because we want to make sure the spine is upright, that the spinal cord is clear. This is the energy center of the body. And again, squeezing those eyes and then gently softening those eyes. And taking a deeper breath all the way in until you cannot breathe in anymore. And then slowly breathing out. And going back to that vision of yourself, where you saw yourself standing there, having achieved that goal, where you set the date and you decided, this is what I want for my life. Seeing yourself succeeding in whatever it is that you have decided is important to you. What you've decided is important, and you've listed all the reasons why. And I want you to see yourself in a big, big bubble of pink light. So we're sealing you into this vision. And it could be any shade of pink. Have to be honest, there's always sparkles in my vision. So I've got sparkly pink all around my vision of me. And if there's other people in this vision, you can encircle them as well. And I want you to take that in, draw that in, breathe that in, see that vision of you encased by that beautiful pink light. And we're holding that in the subconscious. We're holding that in the spirit center. We're allowing that to come to fruition in perfect timing and in a perfect way, and remaining in perfect alignment. Because you were created for greatness. You were created to be a light to other women. You were created to shine and inspire and uplift and encourage and support. And you deserve this vision of what you see in your mind's eye to come forth. And I want you to see in your mind's eye that this vision of you, enveloped by this beautiful pink light energy, comes straight into the heart space, placing one hand onto the heart space, locking that in with intention. Take a deep breath all the way in, breathing out. And I always give thanks at the end of any of my practices, whether it's meditation or yoga or circle. So if you'll join with me, or you can watch and be in agreement, taking the hands into Anjali Mudra, or prayer position, bowing the head, thumbs at the heart space. Raising the thumbs to touch the forehead, giving thanks for purity of thought. Thumbs to the lips, giving thanks for purity of speech. Thumbs back to the heart space, giving thanks for purity of heart that comes through finding stillness. Thank you for joining me, everyone. Thank you so much for being a part of it. I'll unmute you all.
Thanks, Belle.
You're welcome. I would love, love, love to hear your comments. I would love to hear when things have happened or starting to happen. I think this event that you found on Facebook will actually disappear. So what I will do is I will post the Google Doc into Wise Woman Essentials, and feel free in that post to comment, done, happening, happened, like it's here, oh my God, whatever it is. You don't need to share what unless you want to, But just so that everyone who's here in this group will be able to go into that post and be able to see what is going on for you, and we can be there supporting and encouraging you along the way. Thank you so much. Blessings to you all.
Thank
Have a
you.
wonderful evening.
You too. Thanks, beautiful.
Thank you. I'll try and end this meeting now. Bye, guys.
Bye.